Hey guys, this is Arif from TechShare. So you know that I created almost 10 or even more videos on XM Cloud and different basically parts of XM Cloud. So a lot of different contents. I'm going to create another video today, which will be basically to go through some of the new features of Page Builder and also how to use Page Builder and things like that. So I thought, okay, it would be great if I go through that one because Experience Editor is going to be sort of a retired very soon because if you see here the editing mode, if you know that one, so there were two kind of editing mode at this moment. One is the metadata and another one is Chrome. So Chrome editing mode is where Experience Editor basically uses that approach where you are basically supporting the Experience Editor through this editing mode. But Sitecore recently introduced metadata editing mode, which basically will support this page builder. So fast and so slim kind of data it requires. So fast and this is the way to go really. So Sitecore said that I actually presented in the last SUBCon in Sydney just last week. So I actually got a lot of knowledge from Sitecore through some other presentation, obviously. And I came to know a lot of things. So experience rate is going to expire. So those who are using XM Cloud, it would be really great if you just go away from experience rate and really focus on experience page builder because this is the editor that would exist now or going forward. Experience Editor will be retiring very soon, and Sitecore basically will be introducing Page Builder in their XM or XP, on-prem solution because it won't be Page Builder, but similar kind of thing they will be introducing, and they will also retire Experience Editor from there. I'm not sure the practicality of it because I know a lot of third-party providers still use Experience Editor in their integration with Sitecore. So I don't know how Sitecore is going to tackle that part, but it would be always safe if you basically focus on the page builder. Always cool. So if you see this, my screen, then you would see this is the page builder, and this is basically the standalone. Sorry, or the demo site. If you create a site in XM Cloud, you would basically see that one. So the rendering host basically is hosted inside Excel Cloud. So it's not so obviously you can go and edit this default rendering to localhost or any URL that you like, and then it would be working from there. You know that, right? So it is very very interesting or very important way of connecting your local host or any other host to the page builder. And this works really well. I found it, it works seamlessly, no issue, nothing at all. I just need to make sure your editing secret is configured correctly. This is the very, very important thing. And how we are going to get the editing secret? Just go to the deploy app and get the editing secret from there. And then make sure that your editing secret is correctly configured in the rendering host and connect that host, and that would work. There is no problem at all. I hope that little piece of information would help you. Now, here, let me go through that one. So see here in the first section here. So this one is pages. So if you click that on, then you see all the pages here. And what if this home page has some data folder? So you won't see that on here. Now, if you click this layers, then you would see basically that problem that you saw here that would basically be resolved through the layers view. In the layers view, it is very nice. I mean, I really like this view. See, if you see here, overall we have three placeholder. One is headless header and headless footer and headless main. And if we expand on of this, so if you go headless header, then you would see we have basically for headless header and footer we have partial design content, which is basically serving through the partial design. So that's why they are not basically you can go edit partial design and then you can see basically it is basically going to the partial design you see here. So this is basically the footer section. Now you can go and edit the content. Very nice. So you don't need to really use content editor or any other tool. So you can just simply go and edit straight away here, and that would basically edit the partial design. which is amazing. So this is a footer partial design, really. All right, let's go here again. And then, so similarly, headless header, this also inherited from partial design. So you could literally do the same thing there. But interesting thing is the main, where everything is editable at this moment. But you can see the grouping is very interesting. So you have the this text, which is basically sitting just under the main placeholder. And this text is this color is basically component. So you see this text is the component. And if you expand the this text, then we would see there is a data source in the this text called text. And you can basically edit that on the right side straight away. So when you click, then see this one selected. So obviously you could edit it in line here. At the same time, if you click this edit button, you can basically also edit here as well. Very, very interesting. Similarly, this is the image component. And if you expand the image component, then you would see the data source here, and you can basically change the data source from here or just here in line as well. No, I guess inline editing is not possible here, but yeah, you can change this one from here. You can upload one, change one, or you can change the path from here. You can add the image alt text. And in terms of new features, so this view is layers view is probably introduced very recently, and you can see here the AI. So on the right side you have this little icon, right? So if you click that on, then you can see optimize with AI, and you have all those different options. So this is also recently introduced, as I got this information from the subcon. So very nice. You could basically, so if you have a rich text, you can expand the text, all those different things. You could quickly do through this, AI power of Excel Cloud. All right, I guess that's that. And then the another thing I'm gonna explain is that if you click this home page, then if you click this triple dot here, then you would see all those different options here. So you know that creating a subpage, create a folder, duplicate settings, right? And then page content is very interesting. Page content is basically the page, data template basically. So all the information you could straight away. So you don't need to go to content editor for that. So that is the idea. So you can basically go and edit anything that you like for this particular page. There is a template. Obviously, you know that, and then you can basically edit all the items in there. The other thing we have here is the settings. So if you expand the settings, then this is base settings really. So like item name, then language. So basically, and page design, insert option. So they are basically grouping and giving you some options, outside of the page content really. All right, and then on the other side, let me introduce another thing. So let me explain another thing, which is basically on the right. If you see here, you have this editor and then template where you could go and explore the templates, all the templates that you have. So you can see here, you can create a template as well. And then you have this then page design, partial design. See here that you can basically go all of those areas. And then here you have the personalize tab as well. So you can basically go and create the personalization variants and things like that. So, this is basically, you need to add an ID identifier before basically using this feature. Then you could see on the left side, there is a way to create a page variant. And then analyze is basically if you want to measure the performance and page hit and things like that. On the right side, there is a page dashboard. So I'm not going to go there. It's just to go in a dashboard view. But this little icon that was also recently introduced called apps. So in the apps view, you basically be able to create your own apps, or you could use any app that people put in the marketplace. So I got a very very nice sort of a demo. I saw a nice demo presented by Sitecore about this one and how to create an app, and how you basically use your own app and inject that one here in the page editor and get some sort of a help, or allow the content author to do or give more information, more power basically. So it's very very interesting things. Keep an eye on the apps, and Sitecore basically has some documentation on this one, so go and try it out. And yeah, it is going to be very interesting going forward. So Just keep an eye on that one. All right, and this one is basically on the right. You have the preview, so you basically click and you can get a preview basically of that particular page. And then there is a publish as well, so you can basically publish from here. So this is basically there since long. It's not a new thing. All right. In terms of other thing, I just recently observed another feature, which is basically, see here, I just added link list. And if see here, link list, you could basically, there is an option called manage items, and you can basically add the list items straight away from here as well. And then you can basically rename, move up, down of the child items, and basically add another child item inside this main sort of list item. So this is a new thing that it also introduced very recently in page builder, and it was basically, it is a very interesting thing. So what you need to do is nothing but to include a data source. So let's say you have a similar kind of concept where you have a parent and all the items underneath the parent or child item, you are going to basically include here like kind of a rendering way like this. Then you could basically include that data source template as a base template. Then you get the same, I mean, then page builder will be able to, give you this, kind of ability to manage your items through this little view like this, and your content author basically will be able to create new items straight away from your from your page builder on this right option, right side like this. Horizon data source grouping. So what you need to make sure is the data source template, your base data source template includes the horizon data source grouping template. If you include that one, then you will be able to get the similar kind of capabilities in your parent child sort of organized rendering that we have. All right. Anything else? I guess that's all. Oh, I guess there is another thing called shared layout, which is also very interesting because shared layout is basically it is basically editing your so there are two presentation details. One is the final presentation, another one is shared, right? This is basically the shared presentation details and ability to edit it straight away from here as well. Very, very nice, very, very interesting feature. They include it straight away here. So, you can basically go and also update the shared presentation details, not only the final presentation details. This is very, very interesting. And I guess that's all about the page builder. So yeah, I guess I would request you guys just use this editing host. You don't need to rely on default editing host, but if you want to change this default editing host, this is also very easy. What you need to do is create a rendering item under the settings services, and then there is the rendering host items. So create a rendering host item, add your external rendering host in there, and then assign that rendering host item in the site settings. So if you do this, then this default editing host basically will be working based on that. So you do that, but the easiest option for you guys, use this option localhost and just put your localhost 3000. Remember guys, you don't need to use any ng-rock or any tunnel for this. Just use localhost 3000, it will work straight away. Okay, so that's very, very good way, I mean, to communicate to your localhost without using any internal tunnel, which is very, very nice. Use this one. Then work, your developer can simply work based on that, and then once they find everything is good, just push the samples. So this is the model you should follow. um, I guess that's all. There is a search button here. You can search if you have a lot of pages, and then don't forget this third tab, which is components. It was there since long, where you can basically see all your custom components listed here, or renderings. You can basically drag and drop into the different placeholders straight away from here. Cool. I guess that's all for today. I guess it gives you some sort of understanding about page builder and how to use it. But if you have any specific questions, let me know. Then I would be able to help you. But it is very straightforward. So if you just go and open the page builder, I guess you would understand. It is very, very self-explanatory, so you don't need to worry much about it. So those content authors who are really scared to know that experience editor is going to expire, don't worry about it. Just keep using page builder, and once you sort of used to of using it, then I would assume that you'd be happy to basically you'd be more happy to see, because experience editor is so resource hungry, and I really don't like, especially the way it loads. It takes a lot of time, right? So you don't need to worry about the page. It's very fast, very slick. Yeah. So really encourage the content authors, just don't be shy. Just start using this one. And the developer, please make sure expense generator is gone. So you don't need to support expense generator. Just make sure it is broken. Sorry, I need to say that, but yeah, just don't let your authors to use the expense generator at all. Just focus on the page builder and make sure your application are all editable through page builder, and all the options that normally you need to support, you are all adding here. All right, then I guess that's all. There is a refresh button here. So anytime if you think that you need to refresh or this is not getting automatically refreshed, just hit this button. Okay, that would definitely give you some refreshed side of sort of view, or if there are any data senses somewhere that is not getting embedded in the view, just hit that button. And then obviously if you want to see all the different viewport and responsive thingy, then you would basically use that other option. All right, guys, that's all, and we'll catch you very soon. Bye bye.